Curious to know just how crucial understanding paragraph structure is in IELTS writing? Well, you're in for a treat because by the end of this video, you will have all the answers. Hey there, Merhnus here, your guide from Ross IELTS Academy. If you're currently getting ready for the IELTS exam, then you've probably realized that writing can be a quite challenging task. But don't worry. Today we are diving deep into the world of IELTS writing, specifically focusing on the importance of paragraph structure. Whether you're an experienced test taker or just starting your IELTS journey, this video is an absolute must-watch. We'll uncover the secrets to writing well structured paragraphs that will set your writing apart and pave the way for success. Let's get started. Okay then, the first thing you should do is to see if you plan to take the academic or general module. In both, there are 2 writing tasks. The overall writing will take 1 hour. In the general module task 1, you will have to write a formal or an informal letter in 20 minutes in at least 150 words. In the academic module task 1, you will be asked to write a factual report about the given information in 20 minutes in at least 150 words. This task should be written in response to a particular graph, like a bar chart, a line chart, a pie chart, a table, a map, a process, how something works or how something is done. In task 2, which is the same in academic or general module, you will be asked to write an essay in 40 minutes. This task should be written in at least 250 words, and you will face different question types. Your overall band score in IELTS writing will be out of 9 based on the 4 criteria of task response, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, grammatical range, and accuracy. As promised, we want to zoom in on paragraphing, following the correct paragraph structure, which is very important, which can mark you up in coherence and cohesion. You should include some information in each paragraph, sequencing your ideas logically using a range of cohesive devices. Now, in task 2, which is an essay, you will always need to have these 4 paragraphs. First of all, you have the introduction paragraph, then body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and the conclusion paragraph. Depending on the question type you have faced, you should use different expressions and ideas in each paragraph, but this is a fixed format in this task. Let's look at an example. Here the question says, big salary is more important than job satisfaction. Do you agree or disagree? And here's my first paragraph, the introduction paragraph. It is often argued that high remuneration is more significant than contentment at workplace. In my opinion, I completely agree with this statement, as earning high wage greatly benefits an individual to stay blissful and motivated. Now, the first body paragraph. The first reason why big salary is more important than job satisfaction is that having a hefty pay scale helps a person to stay exultant. This is because when an individual receives a fat paycheck, he or she can afford an exquisite lifestyle, which everyone desires. Moreover, they can purchase lavish home and luxurious cars to provide themselves and their children a comfortable living. Conversely, when an individual does not have high remuneration, they often feel dissatisfied and distressed, which leads to diseases such as depression and heart ailments. For example, in a recent survey carried out by Starters, it was reported that 55% of individuals are afflicted with constant stress because they are not satisfied with their pay scale. Now, the second body paragraph. Another important reason why I prefer big salary over job satisfaction is that high income keeps an individual motivated at work. That is to say, when a firm pays high salaries to their employees, they feel contented and passionate about their job. In other words, to propitiate the benefits that company provided to an employee, the staff works with more efficacy and tenacity. As a result, it propels the growth of both the individual and the company. For example, in 2018, in China, the yearly performance of a firm grew exponentially after they had announced an increase in salaries of its employees. And finally, the conclusion paragraph. In conclusion, I consider that having a bigger income boosts happiness and keeps an individual encouraged to work, which ultimately induces fulfillment in their lives. Okay, as you see, this is an opinion question because the question statement says big salary is more important than job satisfaction. And the question is asking if you agree or disagree. So this is definitely an agree-disagree question. We had 4 paragraphs here. In task 2, in the introduction paragraph, you always need to introduce the topic that you want to develop, but you get into no details here. You just leave it to the next paragraph. In the body paragraphs, you get into the details of what you had already named or mentioned in the introduction paragraph. And in the conclusion paragraph, well, you conclude. You just wrap it up, and that's the most important thing here. Now, let's read the first body paragraph to see what fixed information should be included there. You should follow this structure in the body paragraph. First, you have the topic sentence, then the explanation, the example or examples, extra detail, and the summary sentence. Now let's see how this is followed in our sample. The first reason why big salary is more important than job satisfaction is that having a hefty pay scale helps a person to stay exultant. This is because when an individual receives a fat paycheck, he or she can afford an exquisite lifestyle which everyone desires. Moreover, they can purchase lavish home and luxurious cars to provide themselves and their children a comfortable living. Conversely, when an individual does not have high remuneration, they often feel dissatisfied and distressed, which leads to diseases such as depression and heart ailments. For example, in a recent survey carried out by Starters, it was reported that 55% of individuals are afflicted with constant stress because they are not satisfied with their pay scale. As you see, first we have a topic sentence, and in the topic sentence, the main idea of the whole paragraph is stated. This sentence is very important because by reading it, the examiner should clearly get the whole idea of what you are going to get into detail in the following sentences. So make sure that yours is totally clear. In the next sentences, we have some explanation on the keywords in the topic sentence, and for that you can use some connectives and cohesive devices like in other words, besides, moreover, in addition to that, that is to say, this is because. Then you can have the extra information and an example of what you had already mentioned. To give the example, you can start your sentence saying, for example, or for instance. One thing you should know is that this example or the evidence can even be something you have made up. So you can lie, and it's okay, because the examiner is not going to check if this is really true. As long as it is relevant to the question, you are good to go. At the end, you can give extra detail or even your own ideas about what you had mentioned earlier, but it does depend on the question type you're writing your essay about. See guys, now you have an idea of the paragraphing in writing task 2 and the details you should include in the body paragraphs. For now, try to apply what we learned in the writings, and after that, you will be ready to send us your writings to get them corrected, along with comprehensive written feedback. Stay tuned and see you very soon.
Hello everybody! Do you want to know what band score you will get in your IELTS writing? Do you also need to know how to improve your writing skills for the real test? We've got the solution for you in Ross IELTS Academy. Send us your writings. We'll check them out thoroughly in less than 36 hours. You'll get the band score along with comprehensive feedback in both written and video formats. It's your time to become our next successful candidate.